I just got back from watching the brand new A24 horror movie titled Bring Her Back, and this is my quick spoiler-free review of it. Starting out with my positives, Bring Her Back was directed by the same guys who directed Talk to Me from 2 years ago, and I definitely think that this movie was a step up from that. Don't get me wrong, I did enjoy Talk to Me, but I definitely do think the third act of that movie got a little messy, and I think they've stepped up their game since then because I do think Bring Her Back does have a better story. It also has an emotional core to it that I did not expect going in, and it actually made me care about all of the characters in the movie, including the villain. By the end of it, it was giving me a lot of good gore and horror sequences, but it also left me kind of like broken emotionally. And speaking of the horror sequences, some of the gore in this movie is just gnarly. There's one scene in particular that has to do with teeth and an arm, and it got me so good in the theater. And I'm usually a guy that doesn't really react to a whole lot in horror movies because I've seen so many at this point. So I do feel like that's a testament to how good some of the practical effects are in this. This movie's runtime is another positive for me, coming in at just over an hour and a half. It's just like the perfect length for a horror movie. It doesn't overstay its welcome. I never felt like it did drag on at all. I have been seeing a lot of people online say that they didn't enjoy the ending of the movie or that it wasn't satisfying enough for them, but I really have to disagree with that because I felt like the ending really did work for me. But I'm curious to what y'all think of it down in the comments below. Make sure you put a spoiler warning before your comment though. And just like with Talk to Me, Bring Her Back cinematography looks really good. And these two directors, who are also brothers, give a really distinct style, and I love the way their movies look so far. And like I was mentioning earlier with the villain in this movie does some things that are just so unexpected, and I was not knowing their next move. There's a specific moment where they do something that I just didn't expect at all, and it just made me gasp out loud. But my last positive is going to be with the acting in the movie because every actor brings their A game in my opinion, and that includes the two younger actors in the cast, and I'm looking forward to whatever they do next. But I think my two favorite performances definitely have to go to Sally Hawkins and Jonah Wren Phillips because they both have some great scenes, and that's all I'm going to say about that because I don't want to get in any potential spoilers because I do think it's best to go into this movie as blind as possible. But getting into some of my mixed and negative things about the movie, and there's not a lot, but there's one thing that happens in the middle of the third act that kind of does this like wild tonal shift, but not in a good way. And it felt kind of jarring for what we had already set up in the movie, and it just like down to the song choice, I just didn't enjoy that tone that they went for right there. It was the only moment in Bring Her Back that actually kind of took me out of the movie just a little bit. But other than that, I still think it had a strong third act, and I did like it better than Talk to Me's third act. Overall though, I think Bring Her Back is a step up from Talk to Me and a great second horror movie for the Philippou brothers. I think I'm pronouncing that right. And I think they have a bright future ahead of them as directors in the horror genre or just in any other genre because I really do think their directing style could lend itself well to other genres as well. This is going to be my scorecard for Bring Her Back, but y'all let me know what y'all thought of Bring Her Back and make sure to follow for more movie content.